Alrighty, so we have Kameron Marlowe on Pure Country. My first time getting to meet you, and I honestly just hope you know that once you finally get to come to Canada, I think you are going to be shocked by how many people love your music.
Really? That makes me feel good. I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Your voice, I feel like you're one of those artists, like kind of the way Luke Combs came up. He'd been playing a bunch of shows. He's got great songs. He's got a great voice, but sometimes it just takes you getting out in front of people for them to go, wow, holy crap, this guy is incredible.
I appreciate that.
So have you been to Canada before?
I have never been to Canada. I've never been outside of the United States.
What? We got to
I
change
know, I know exactly.
that. So you've never been out of the United States ever, anywhere?
Never, nowhere.
Do you know anything about Canadian country fans?
I actually don't.
You don't. Okay. I will tell you, they love to party and drink beer and listen to good country music. So I feel like you
I
need
think
to
we'll get along just fine.
I think you need to come visit. So giving you up, I want to talk about I mean, you've had an interesting journey to where you are right now, because I feel like 6 years ago, life looked a lot different for you.
Definitely did.
So how did you end up in Nashville? What kind of gave you that final push to go, okay, I'm going to do this?
I think I just started falling in love with writing songs, and I knew that great songs were being written in Nashville, and country music is what I grew up on. So that's the kind of music that I was already writing. So I wanted to go ahead and just kind of try my luck and make my way into town. I kind of moved here on a whim, had no idea who anybody was or anything, found my way down to Lower Broadway, and then found my way to Midtown, and started meeting people, found a place to live, and pieces all just kind of fell together.
And I know you've said that your grandfather actually is the one that kind of introduced you to 90s country music, which is what I grew up on too. And is there artists that kind of stuck out now that you are writing music and finding your sound and your voice? Do you still have those kind of greats of country music that stick out to you, that you not try to sound like, but that have kind of inspired who you are?
I would say Travis Tritt, Brooks and Dunn. Those two are probably my top two of all-time favorites. And just, also Alan Jackson as well. I have to throw him in the mix. But I also grew up on a lot of other stuff besides country music, like blues music. So I learned a lot of, I guess, the way I sing from blues music.
Yeah.
So just kind of all over the board of my spectrum of music that I used to grow up on.
When I listened to Steady Heart for the first time, I was like, man, I feel like this guy grew up listening to Travis Tritt, because I hear just like that inspiration in that song so much. So I was right. That's good. So I know you grew up listening to that classical music, but you also have rock inspirations as well, and like the Kings of Leon world and stuff like that. Is it hard for you, or has it been easy? Because I think it takes artists a while to kind of find their sound and who they are. Do you feel like early on you've already kind of found it? Because I feel like you have, just listening to your voice and your songs, because I think maybe they're so personal.
Appreciate that. I think I'm on my way. I won't say I've completely solidified my sound, but I also don't have a ton of music out to solidify my sound. So once we get an album out, I think that's going to be the deal breaker of knowing exactly where my music is going, and the fans will know exactly where my music's going.
And Giving You Up is such an incredible song, by the way, but I feel like that one is extra special, also probably extra emotional, because it is a song very true to a situation you went through. For those of you who don't know, you went through a breakup at a point in your life where you kind of thought it was going in a direction to forever. It didn't go that way. And then you wrote Giving You Up as kind of a way to get through that situation. And I think a lot of people, myself included, have been through that moment where you think life is going to go in a certain direction and it doesn't. But that song is it hard for you to go, holy crap, this song about such a heartbreaking time in my life is the one where fans really went, ooh, we love this guy. This song is going to blow up.
I think what's been so cool about that song is I knew how bad of a spot I was in when I wrote that song. And then like getting messages from fans telling me like, hey, I'm in the same spot right now, and this song's getting me through it. That's what makes that song so special to me, is it not only helped me, but it's helping other people through bad times. So I'm very blessed to see that kind of play out for other people.
And it's true. I feel like a lot of people, I've heard this before. It definitely has happened to me, that when you go through a big heartbreak, it sometimes is when the biggest breakthrough in your life is about to happen. Did you feel that at the time or not so much?
I cannot say I did. I definitely I had no idea what I was going to do. And honestly, if that wouldn't have happened, I would not be in music. I would have settled down, kept working my 9-to-5 job, and just lived life in Carolina. But I think it gave me that push as well to just kind of make my way to Nashville. Why not? I mean, at that point I was still young, so well, I'm still young now, but
You're still young.
yeah. But I was ready to make that push to do something else and to just clear my mind and open a new door.
And I mean, I know you grew up being inspired by music, but how long have you actually been writing songs for yourself as an artist?
I used to write when I was young, maybe like 15.
Okay.
And I think I had no idea what I was doing. I was just putting pen to paper. So those songs I would never want to see again. I hope I never come across one. But I guess professionally, I've been doing it for 4 years of just really focusing on like what my sound is and what I want to say to a fan.
That's incredible because my husband is a songwriter and I feel like that's a craft that you have to work on for a very long time to master. And I'm like, your songs are such incredible storytelling songs. And to have only really been focusing solely on that for the last 4 years, I'm like, wow, that is impressive. And I feel like too, to be able to be so comfortable writing authentic to yourself, honest country music it should be easy to do because that I feel like is what country music is, but a lot of people have a hard time with that.
No, I get that. And I think what broke down that barrier for me was Giving You Up, where I was able to just like really, I laid it all out there. I saw how people could connect to it. And that makes it easier than to be real with people, you know, like if you already show them your cards and you already can see how it helps other people, then why not keep putting music out that relates?
You have no choice now. Now that you've given that one, you're like, yeah, I have to be honest all the time. And then it's fun though, because I feel like you're able to, release a song like that and Steady Heart that are very, heartfelt, kind of heart-wrenching ones. But have Tequila Talking, which is such a fun, different side of you, but also still shows that 90s country influence that you have, which makes me very happy because I love that kind of country music coming to the forefront again. Was it fun getting to play with a different side of your music and go maybe in the more fun zone?
Yes. I'm very excited for newer songs that I'm working on that are in that fun zone. But like being able to just kind of like let loose, not have to be the heartbreak guy all the time. It's great. I love being able to tell love stories just as much as I love telling breakup stories. So yeah, it's a cool side of my writing.
Have you had a moment? Because I feel like Nashville, when you come here, even if you're in my position, just working on this side of the music industry, there's always those moments that happen in Nashville that are like game changing or kind of make you go, oh yes, this is the reason why I'm here. This is why I'm doing this. Have you had a moment or a writing session or an encounter with an artist that has really just kind of blown your mind and made you go, I'm so glad I'm in Nashville?
I think the very first time I ever got to play in Nashville, like for a real crowd, we were playing Marathon Music Works, and it's a great venue. And we were there, and I was like, I have no idea if people are going to show up, if what we're doing is right. And we got there, and they were singing every word, every song I'd ever put out, and it was a great full house. And it was one of those special moments. It's like, all right, what I'm doing, it does mean something. It's not just for fun.
That's crazy too. Cause I mean, some artists don't write their songs. They, record songs from other writers, but for you to be a new artist with songs you actually wrote that are personal to you and hearing people sing them back to you has got to be pretty mind blowing.
Yeah, no, that's a crazy thing because shoot, I would have never thought that Giving You Up would be out in the world and people would be hearing it and singing it back. Definitely. It's crazy.
Has the person that inspired the song mentioned anything about hearing it?
She actually showed up. I played back in my hometown at a place called Coyote Joe's, and she actually showed up to the show, and I think she left crying. I mean, I didn't mean to make her cry. She just, I don't think she liked the song too much when she heard it live and everybody else
probably not. But nice of her to still support you and everything like that. But those music, like those songs, I'm glad I'm with my husband now and not after, like that we didn't break up and then him write songs about me, because I'm like, that would be really hard to deal with.
It'd be a little tough. I get it.
So I have to ask, because I read this and I thought, do I ask him about this or do I not? But I have to. Teenage cover band. What was your teenage cover? What was the name of the teenage cover band, and what kind of songs did you guys play?
Well, we didn't have a name.
Okay.
We were all high school kids and we just played. So I guess we were like my high school's name. Like
Okay.
So not too cool there. And we would play Kings of Leon covers. We'd play Gavin DeGraw covers. We would play, what all did we play? We played Stevie Ray Vaughan. We played John Mayer. Yeah, we were kind of all over the board. It was just something we did for fun.
Do you play like any covers just for fun in your shows still? Because I always find those, when you see an artist choose to play another artist's songs on stage, it's kind of interesting because it tells you a lot about where their inspirations come from.
Yeah, so Johnny Cash is one of my all-time favorites.
Nice.
And I got to put a cover out on Spotify of Folsom Prison Blues, and we've been playing that live, and it goes over great because it's also fun for me because I really get to sing hard and kind of like be bluesy. Like I love that kind of stuff, so it's fun.
You can never go wrong with Johnny Cash.
No, definitely not.
No. Well, I hope we get to bring you to Canada soon, and I hope I get to be there for one of your first shows, because I think you're going to be pretty excited, because I'm assuming you're going to hear a lot of Canadian fans singing "Giving You Up" back to you.
I can't wait.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kameron Marlowe, for joining us on Pure Country, and so nice to meet you.
And nice to meet you as well. Thank y'all.